gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police, but I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, shout around? It's a Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
Arrest has now been made in the shooting death of an LSU freshman who was home for the holidays in Washington, D.C. 18-year-old Ashlei Hinds was studying sports administration at LSU, wanted to become a sports agent. According to her family, she was out with friends New Year's Eve, was shot and killed just 1 hour into 2024.
Woo. So the first body caught in, well, pretty much in the States this year was indeed a black woman. 1 hour into 2024, she is deleted at a hotel during some type of New Year's Eve hotel party, get together, kickback, whatever you like to call it. Guys, this has become normalized. And people get in my comments section and say, how are you talking down on your people? How are you talking? I'm trying to make corrective measures because nobody else is talking about this. Nobody else is discussing this. Nobody else cares about this young lady enough to highlight this story and really break down the pathology and the mindset of these super gremlins on demon time.
D.C. police have arrested now 18-year-old Jelani cousin in connection to the shooting. He's facing 1 count of armed second-degree murder.
LSU released the statement earlier this morning saying in part, this is a tragic loss for Ashlei's family.
And yes, this is a LSU student. So she's an SEC girl. And it's just a shame, okay? This is not the first LSU student that we've covered on this channel who was brutally murdered, all right? And the community really needs to do better, really need to step up, really need to start spreading way more awareness, really need to start holding each other accountable, like I speak about group accountability, because man, I mean, there's just, until I got back remonetized, shout out to YouTube, I didn't realize how much people don't want this type of message, this type of content, this type of awareness to get out. The community is very afraid of shining a light under that bed, right? Removing the curtains and seeing what's behind it. You know, the community is very afraid of that. And I see it every day in my comment section on the videos that I create.
Friends and our entire university community, our hearts are with Ashlei's loved ones during this difficult time, along with our thoughts and our prayers. Our support as well. LSU says they're offering some free assistance through their mental health service to anyone who needs it. You can read the full statement on our website.
All right, in the meantime, tonight we're learning heartbreaking new details of DC's first homicide of the new year. The shooting that cut short the life of Ashlei Hinds. She was at a New Year's party with friends at a hotel in Northwest DC. And about 3 hours ago, the accused shooter appeared in court.
Our Delia Gonzalez is live with some new information on what police say led up to this deadly shooting. And boy, this is just awful, Delia.
It is a very difficult case, and that poor family, so many of them, at least I would count 12 family members here, all grieving. No one wanted to talk, but simply heartbroken because they heard some details of that fateful night when their 18-year-old just went out to celebrate with friends and ended up losing her life.
And this is what I keep telling y'all. Avoid large gatherings in the community. Even gatherings of 10 or more can be very dangerous. You don't know what different type of personalities are there. Unless you know every single person intimately and personally, then I would say refrain from involving yourself in an event like this. Kickbacks, you know, house parties, all that kind of stuff should be off limits. to every individual who is aware of these demon time activities that are only ramping up, year by year.
Now, we know that 18-year-old Jelani cousin turned himself in to police Tuesday. Today in court, he pled not guilty to second-degree murder. His defense attorney arguing that while witnesses at the party saw him with a gun, no one testified to seeing cousin actually shoot the victim. The grieving family of Ashlei Hinds leaves court after hearing heartbreaking details of the 18-year-old's final moments. Hinds, a freshman at LSU and home for the holiday, attended a New Year's Eve party at Embassy Suites in Friendship Heights. Prosecutors say about 6 people were having a sleepover.
So you see Embassy Suites, I mean, for one, you could tell by the hotel, it's, probably more on the ratchet side. Oh, man. Very affordable, Embassy Suites is. And that's fine. But like I said, once you start to bring these different personalities into one space, especially an enclosed space like a hotel room, nothing good's going to happen.
About 6 people were having a sleepover when the person who rented the room invited a boy over, who then brought 5 other young men.
So we got 6 people initially. One of the ladies invited a boy over, obviously. He brings 5 other ninjas. 5 other ninjas. So we got 12 in total,
Including the alleged gunman, 18-year-old Jelani Cousins. Turns out he is a relative of the person who hosted the party. But witnesses tell police he was, quote, trying to have sex with one of the young ladies who was drunk, and that the guys were, quote, rude and disrespectful.
So he was trying to take advantage of a young woman who was drinking. And this is absolutely something that we need to pay attention to, something that we need to notice and understand, because a lot of these guys are no good, okay? A lot of these guys who are single mother raised, we're told that these single mothers are teaching their young boys how to treat women, but it's actually the opposite. In my opinion, I see these guys who are raised by single mothers completely crashing out.
They were told to leave. According to court documents, that's when Cousins, who already showed his gun, allegedly said, "I'll blow this spot up," repeatedly.
So you hear him. He was already threatening to shoot the spot up. Guys, this is why it is very difficult to tell one of these super gremlins no, to escort them off of the premises, to remove them from the current space that you guys are occupying. This is why you have to be very wary and very careful of the people that you invite into your space, because if you invite the wrong ninja, they are not going to want to leave.
Before firing 2 shots through the closed door. Both bullets hit 18-year-old Ashlei Hinds, who was on the other side of that door, gathering her stuff so she could leave. WUSA 9 spoke to Hinds' mother yesterday, who says her daughter was a kind, loving, and dedicated young lady who dreamed of becoming a sports agent.
Ashlei doesn't even hang out or really party or anything. Like I said, she was just home on break and went out with a friend.
In court, the defense attorney argued while witnesses spotted Cousins with a gun, no one testified to actually seeing the shooting. Still, the judge ordered him held without bond.
I want justice.
And that mother will slowly get her justice as she continues to see this play out in court. It is simply heartbreaking when you hear that Ashlei Hinds was on the other side of that door gathering her items so she can leave that hotel just seconds before she was shot. According to the medical examiner, she was struck twice, shot twice in the arm, the left arm. 1 bullet actually traveled to her lung. She collapsed a short time later in a rear bedroom. Cousin is back in court January 16th. We're live outside of Superior Court. Delia Gonsalves, WUSA 9.
And to think Delia, she clearly was trying to get out of harm's way and ended up in harm's way. thinking of her family tonight. Thank you.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Jenquavius Jackson, and y'all already know I'm demonetizing shadow banning this bitch. So if you want to contribute, go to the Cash App, the PayPal, the GoFundMe, or join the Patreon. Also, don't forget to visit the merch store for all your favorite BGZM News 17 gear, including our exclusive Trump is a Blood t-shirt. Go fast before they sell out. They are already flying off the shelves, no cap. And remember, these super gremlins are on demon time.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight at 9. I'm Chris Flanagan.
And I'm Susan Trent in for Thusmeen Mahfouz. We're following breaking news right now at 9. D.C. police say they have arrested an 18-year-old in the shooting death of this college freshman on New Year's Day. They say they now have Jelani cousin in custody. He's charged with second-degree murder. Police say that he shot and killed Ashlei Hinds at a Friendship Heights hotel while she was home on winter break. The 18-year-old's death marks the very first homicide in D.C. this year.
Our reporter Marielle Carbone joining us tonight in our newsroom. And Marielle, Ashlei Hinds' mother tells you her daughter was loved by so many people.
Yeah, Chris, she tells us that her daughter, who is an 18-year-old from Clinton, Maryland, was loved as a daughter, as a granddaughter, as a friend, and as a sister. Now, they also tell me that she was raised in the church, and tonight the family is leaning on their faith to help get them through this.
I spoke to her on New Year's Eve, 11:55. She called me. We stayed on the phone until around 11:59-ish. We said Happy New Year's to each other. We told each other we loved each other.
Damn, now that's heartbreaking. Just minutes after speaking to, you know, your loved one, she's taken out by this super gremlin on demon time.
An hour later, everything changed.
I'm sad, hurt, but I got faith. So, you know, I know God doesn't make mistakes. You know, whether or not we may feel like he does.
Police say 18-year-old Ashlei Hinds was shot and killed.
And this is what I'm going to say. This had nothing to do with God. Now, I understand, you know, people wanting to make sense of these things and whatnot. But this is demon time activity. These are demon time activities. I don't think it is productive to say, oh, well, this is God's plan and da-da-da-da. No, God gives us free will. And, you know, as you guys can see, the devil is using a lot of these young men in the community for evil. So this was not God's doing. This was the work of Satan. And the reality is this young lady should not be dead right now. She should still be alive. She should, you know, be checking into her dorm room at LSU come tomorrow, right? Because winter break ends tomorrow. So I know religion is a way that we cope with these things, but it's very important that we don't just absolve the actions of these super gremlins by saying, oh, it was God's plan. You know, that really, I think, does a disservice to the young lady who lost her life in this situation.
At the Embassy Suites Hotel on Military Road Northwest, just 1 hour into the new year. A district leader says a group was gathering there for a New Year's Eve celebration. 18-year-old Jelani cousin is now charged with second-degree murder in the young woman's death.
I know she knows God, and I know she's in a better place.
And Tiffany Faldon is Ashley's mother. She says her daughter was home for Christmas break from Louisiana State University, where she was studying sports administration when the shooting happened.
Ashlei was an amazing girl. My firstborn, friendly, outgoing. Everywhere she went, she brightened up the room.
Her family coming together to cope.
And I don't wish this on anyone. Something has to be done.
She did not deserve it. You know, Ashlei she's not a party person. You know, she loved people. She fits in everywhere she goes. But this to happen to her, we need answers. Why?
And the family just wants to see justice for Ashlei. The arrest tonight, a first step in making that happen. Reporting in the newsroom tonight, I'm Marielle Carbone, DC News Now.
Now to a breaking news update to a story we've been following. D.C. police arrested the man suspected of shooting and killing an 18-year-old college student from Clinton, Maryland.
Ashlei Hinds was shot and killed while attending a New Year's Eve party at the Embassy Suites in Friendship Heights. News 4's Jackie Benson spoke with her family tonight.
Goal-oriented, determined, loving, thoughtful. Those are just some of the terms family members use to describe 18-year-old Ashlei Hinds.
Just loving, caring, a great heart, loves children, loves her family. Just an all-around good girl. Never been in trouble a day in her life.
Her mother says Ashlei, who was student government president in her senior year at Dr. Henry Wise High School, was home on holiday break from her freshman year at Louisiana State University. She decided to go with a friend to a New Year's Eve party at the Embassy Suites in Friendship Heights. Just over an hour into 2024, Ashlei was shot to death. This security camera image showed a man police called a suspect in her murder. 18-year-old Jelani cousin of Northeast D.C. is now under arrest for the crime. Family members have said they heard some uninvited people crash the party.
She's lived an amazing life, and this wasn't for her. This wasn't her. It wasn't.
Yeah, and God, I mean, I hate it for the mother. This type of stuff always stings. It always cuts deep. Because you have a young lady who did everything right. She wanted to have fun for New Year's. And here's the thing. What you guys have to understand, it's even dangerous to hang out with a lot of these sisters. Because what do they like? The thug, maxed, alpha simp. Who was invited to this party? All right. It was a girls' slumber party. Then you have one of the girls who invites a boy who invites other boys. And, you know, these types of guys, they hang together. So one of the girls had something going on with one of these thug max alpha simps who eventually invites 5 other thug max guys. And then now you got a whole bunch of hoodlums and a whole bunch of young ladies who are just trying to have a good night in one room together, and it's complete chaos. So like I said, even the attraction to the thug maxed alpha simp is, I mean, it's a fatal attraction. So like I said, I've been talking about the thug max alpha simp for a long time, and until my videos get more notoriety, until more people start to see this message, I don't believe that you're gonna get much change from these sisters who, you know, are dealing with these thug max alpha simps.
For her, she's not a street person. She doesn't, you know, she doesn't do that. That's, you know, she is around family, you know, her friends all the time, but not a partier or anything like that.
Ashley's grandmother says her granddaughter was a regular churchgoer and had recently asked her grandfather, a pastor, for her own Bible. It arrived a day before she was killed.
Ashlei was amazing. I mean, there was nothing that she didn't want to try. You know, she was always, you know, willing to help everybody, you know, and she wanted to, you know, sometimes she would tell me, Nana, you know, I'll do that for you, Nana, or let me get that. You need me to help? You know, she was always willing to help.
A spokesperson for LSU released a statement saying that the university's thoughts and prayers are with Ashlei's family. In Clinton, Jackie Benson, News 4.
Gang violence and other kind of violence. So it is what it is.